in a multicultural spectrum.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the start our question agenda of today's conference, where we are going to have our first presentation conference that will be presented by Professor from University of Groningen, Netherlands. I will moderate by Dr. Sukarna. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure here to thank the attendees of our event. And for this session, we are going to listen to Professor Festival. We are only to present, we are not going to listen to speak, but kind of interview. So we are just going to listen to the video of Professor Festival. So before we listen to the video, I'm going to read a bit about Professor Festival. So Professor Festival is professor. He is about English and teaching at the University of Groningen, Netherlands, and at the University of Groningen, Hungary. So he is known for his work on second language development and use of bilingual assistance theory to study second language development. So we have a lot of publications on that language books. Okay. So without further ado, let's listen to Professor Festival. Okay, wait for 2 minutes. I will just take it.
You really started to
Okay, for research, we have a lot of publications on language development, also related to technology and second language development. Okay, so in here, Professor Festival will talk about his views on Islamic and the contributions of Ireland on Islamic research in the world. So Ireland is the contributions of Islamic research in France. And in this review, we are going to give opinions about Islamic research and Islamic research in the world. Okay, already? Okay, if you see on the color, the representations of Professor Festival, there are a lot of engagement and there are a lot of participants for his publication. The top rank is focused on home, the design teacher in language teaching methodology. The education is 4,000 to 141. Okay. Now let's listen to Professor Festival from Islamic.
Okay. Okay. The food. Oh, jangan terlalu besar. Jangan terlalu besar. Jangan terlalu besar. Kita mau besar ini. Bentar. Aduh. Ini gimana?
I'm still convinced that spending a lot of time and energy in defining applied linguistics is a waste of time. And that's why I refer to Eric Kellerman, who says, we all agree on what applied linguistics is, as long as we don't talk about it. The main strength, in my view, would be that applied linguistics is a field that's sort of bordering on many other disciplines, right? It has basically no core of itself, but it's by lending things from other fields and combining them, evaluating them, and reshaping them, that the applied linguistics can play a role, whether it's in education or whether it's in healthcare. All the various fields you can imagine. In defining applied linguistics, I'm still convinced that spending a lot of time and energy in defining applied linguistics is a waste of time. And that's why I refer to Eric Kellerman, who says, we all agree on what applied linguistics is, as long as we don't talk about it. The main strength, in my view, would be that applied linguistics is a field that's sort of bordering on many other disciplines, right? It has basically no core of itself, but it's by lending things from other fields and combining them, re-evaluating them, reshaping them, that the applied linguistics can play a role, whether it's in education or whether it's in healthcare or all the various fields you can imagine. The main issue or advantage of ILO was that it was sort of meeting place of people, and I've profited from that very much. I've been engaged in a number of projects, and that wouldn't have happened without ILO. There are a couple of issues. One is the position of English in the world. I did a book on that with Margie Burns, with Routledge, and that cooperation came out of ILA because it involved people from Belgium, from Austria, from Finland, and from the Netherlands, among other places. So without ILA, that project wouldn't have existed. But the other theme is of course the bilingual lexicon, which was a sort of a treasured topic for quite a long time, but as we've seen, it's now fading more or less, the interest in that. I think Anela was quite influential because we are a large group of applied linguists, and so the numbers count. And there's always been this sort of cooperative attitude towards ILA, and of course we organized it twice now, the ILA World Congress, so it's a sign of our involvement. I think it's very useful because you have to sort of deal with things for your constituency, and with all the well-intended trends to move ILA in other directions, going to Singapore, going to China, going to different other places, Australia twice, that was not into the advantage of all the membership. Diane Larsen-Freeman. So she's been extremely influential in my career because she was the one who started the whole dynamic systems thinking line, and that we followed up in Groningen for quite some time. We met at AAAL conferences, ILA conferences. It's not a single event, but it's seeing each other regularly that provides the basis for collaboration. There were two sources. Diane did this article in 1997, which was groundbreaking. But here in Groningen, we had Paul van Geert, who was the professor of developmental psychology. He has been working on dynamic systems for a very long time, and he's really the leading figure in that field. And so we got him involved with the second language acquisition, and he worked with Marlijn Spoor, with Van der Looy, and a couple of other people. So he's been a major source of inspiration for us. Task, word naming task, where you sit in front of a screen and you see the letter, and you have to say the word in English and in Dutch. And we had 200 words in Dutch and 200 in English. And we tried to find someone who would be willing to do the test a number of times. And that turned out to be very difficult. So then I offered to be the subject myself. So that sort of got out of hand. And so 17 years later and 65 sessions later. Oh, we've started. I mean, there's so many ways you can look at this data, because there's one thing that is relevant in this context as well. Some 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with Parkinson. So the time of the measurement over a long period of time was also during this time that my diagnosis was given. So we can see on the basis of the lexical decision data how the disease developed in time in the brain. I've always tried in my career to go somewhere where no one's been before. So is it anarchist? I don't know. It's definitely a sort of autonomous thinking. And that's the role that we have as academics, to abstract from the here and now and come up with patterns and theories and models. You know, the big advantage of starting something new is that you don't have to read all the literature.
Okay, that's the end of the video. So even though the interview is very short, it's only about 6 minutes. Please, I hope that you can still get some insight from the short interview. That according to Professor Connis, it's not important for us to discuss the definitions of applied linguistics, and that the contributions of Eiler for his research is a lot, and he admitted that the Eiler has so much contributions to the development of his research. Okay, I think that's all for Professor Connis' debate. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, thank you so much for Professor Soni and Mem Hustarna for the insightful presentation that we have just watched. And ladies and gentlemen, now that we have the coffee break, it is for coffee break time. All the participants will have 15 minutes to have a break, so please enjoy your time. Gentlemen, we are going to continue our agenda for today's conference.
Well, the honorable ladies and gentlemen, all participants and all presenters, let's keep on the next agenda, that is in-person plenary speakers. And of course, with our wonderful speaker from University of Telkom, that has been joined with us, Ibu Ima Nurmalia Kusmayanti, SSMPD from University of Telkom, Indonesia. And we would like to invite Dr. Yanto, MPD, to moderate the plenary session. Please welcome and give a big applause.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to the 5th EDUTICON 2023. On today's session, we have our guest speaker from Bandung. I would like to introduce you to our guest speaker today. There are 14 pages here for her curriculum vitae, so it is impossible for me to read every single page. It will take 2.5 hours, and I will become the speaker then. Okay, her complete name is Ibu Ima Nurmalia Kusmayanti, SSMPG. She was born in Subang for January 1982. Currently, she is a lecturer the Faculty of Rekayasa Industri Universitas Telkom, and she is teaching English for global career readiness and then English for academic writing. Her field is English education, and her research interests applied linguistic, curriculum and material development, computer assisted language learning or CAL, and she has spent she has worked in many different fields. I guess there are 18. Maybe I will mention some of them. She works in PLN as a coach in English Olympiad, and then reviewer, and then reviewer in Indonesian Journal of English Language Teaching and Applied Linguistics. And this is interesting. She taught at Taras Shevchenko National University of Kiev, Ukraine, but not in war. Yeah, you're very lucky. You're already here. And then her bachelor degree from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia, Sastra Inggris, and then master degree Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia, Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris, and currently studying doctoral degree, Bu ya, at Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta. But I highlighted from 1995 until 1999, she spent at Centennial High School, Columbus, Ohio, Amerika Serikat. Senior high school, Ibu ya. Okay. And non-formal education, there are 63 of them. So sorry, I have to skip. Oh my God. And then his experience in organization, there are 12 organizations that she already, some of award I should mention. Number one is highest performance alumni for the summer program, Regional English Language Office Jakarta, the best presenter at Bandung English Teaching International Conference, the first winner of International Speech Contest, the most progressive Toastmaster member, and docent terfavorit at Faculty of And then she has become presenter at 20 times, and then experience and giving training for 25 times, and then published at least 10 articles in journal, and already wrote 6 books, already get FKIP for 7 times, and other article or writing 7 times. I think that's all for her curriculum vitae. Without further ado, I invite Ibu Ima Normalia Kusmayanti. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yanto, for your kind introduction. So you can guess that I'm a late bloomer, everybody, because I spend too much time working outside of home. Now, I do apologize beforehand. I thought that my remote is working because I like to walk around. So I really hope that you can hear my voice. Am I audible? Yes, and I really hope everyone in the Zoom can also hear my voice. You can, like send wave, or you can say heart icon, notify me that you can also hear me too, all right? Thank you so much. Okay, so this morning I'd like to share a topic that, hopefully you've probably heard about it before, but this is like profound for me because the term of cultural responsive teaching, it's like a combination of how we shape ourselves as a professional. Here, hold on. Okay. So I hope that you can actually scan the barcode here. So I'd like a penny for your thought, and you will go to Padlet's page and please answer my questions. What words come to your mind when you hear the word CRT or culturally responsive teaching, and you can choose like 2 words that quickly appears on your mind. Then I can actually walk around. So it's next, right? All right. Thank you. As you are warming up, thinking about some of the English words that are on the top of your head, and probably they're still on your working memory back there. And I think I will also like to invite some of you to sound what is inside your head. So what comes on your mind? Let's say here, hello. May I know your name? Are you a student or are you a faculty member? Student. All right. I heard whisper, so you gotta jump around. Oh, it's okay. You still look like a student, pretty much. Okay, so Suchi, can you help all of us and share what are the 2 words that comes on your mind when you hear the word, the phrase there, culturally responsive teaching? And it's okay if you say, nothing comes on my mind. It's okay. Okay, still processing. No worries, no worries. Let's see here, maybe a gentleman from right over there can help dear Suchi and share to the audience here, what are the 2 words that comes to your mind when you hear the phrase culturally responsive teaching? Hello, may I know your name?
My name is Andy.
Now, I'm just guessing, you are a faculty member?
Student.
All right, my bad, I apologize. Okay, so share with us, what are the 2 words that comes to your mind when you hear the phrase?
Global and effective.
Global and effective, 2 words that always goes together. Next, Pak Yanto. We'll actually going to discuss about this later on, not the page before. Now, the second question is, are you or do you consider yourself as culturally responsive educator? Any words that comes before, you're thinking about it, and right now, you're wondering, yes. Oh, okay. All right. May I borrow your phone? Oh, wonderful. All right. Here it is, number 2. Okay. Hold on. One person, one nice person. Okay, so it was the answer for the previous question. Includes classroom engagement and student mental security. That is a very interesting word, students' mental security. Okay, now what about this phrase here? Do you consider yourself that you are, at this very moment, already culturally responsive educator? And I hope you still remember the 16 groups of cultures that have been discussed or mentioned yesterday by Professor Soni. And also, I hope you still remember the differences between deep and surface cultures that is being mentioned by Mr. Wawan also yesterday. Those are closely related to what I'm going to discuss today. So before I point out to any lovely person in this room, is there anyone who would like to volunteer? Just wave your hands. Yes. Thank you. Hello, may I know your name first? All right.
For that questions, I think so. I'll give Bob for students. He is culturally deep. I don't think, because at the time when he actually would like to fix something on my laptop, and then but him directly for what he's doing, because I thought that, oh, maybe it his culture. He was doing something that was not appropriate for our culture.
sitting on the table. That
Yes,
is the one
on
that
the-
is inappropriate. Okay, okay. So did you wait until he subdued or not sitting anymore, or did you
just
just
directly say, hey, no, but I did that with smiling. So I didn't want to make him embarrassed.
see? All right, that is very considerate. I don't need to use this microphone. Everyone can hear my voice, right? Okay. Oh, in the Zoom. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, in the Zoom. I'm so sorry that I usually forgot that you are there. All right. Well, you know what? I have something for any audience to actually show their bravery, and it's really interesting that you quickly reacted, but somehow you feel that you don't want him to sort of like feeling shocked, and it means that you still want to create a safe environment for your student, right? So even though in your eyes he did something inappropriate and you want to correct it, but you just realize that we have or will he stay in different place, considering that when you are going to say it's impolite, it's probably going to give him a different reaction. Am I right, Boo? All right, thank you so much. Next, Ba. Now, I know that in my title, I'm actually saying that I'm going to share the design, the implementation, also evaluation, and it's like the whole package. But hopefully today we can process all together. This is for you, Ibu. And so hopefully today, hopefully today we can process these two goals together. So we're going to try to set the tone, or we're going to be on the same page when we discuss the terminology culturally responsive teaching, and reflecting upon us changing the word teaching into educator. All right, next one. So what is culturally responsive teaching? Next again. Okay, have any of you guys actually watched this movie, Dangerous Mind? It was released in 1995. Perhaps some of the younger audiences here are not even born yet. And the second movie is The Blind Side. It was released in 2009. Probably some of you are like toddler when the movie is released. Now, the two movies here, if you watch it, actually depicted what is going on or what drives Dr. Gloria, lesson dealings here, to come up or to coin the term culturally relevant teaching at the time. Now, different case with Indonesia, which later on I'm going to bring out. American also face issues when it comes to inequality of education, when it comes to prejudice, when it comes to preconceived what is opinion. Yeah. So in the world of education, there's a superiority groups, the whites. While Indonesia is not really that obvious. What's obvious in Indonesia is the segregations between area, city area, and remote area, for example, availability of human resources, transportation, communication. So even here in our country, not everybody have access to learning materials, for example. But in the US, everybody has equal access. But what they are lacking of is the process of getting there, equity. And I hope you still remember why our Ministry of Education changed the 2013 curriculum into the Merdeka curriculum. There are a lot of evaluations in the previous one. They considered 2003, it's like one fits for all. It doesn't work for everyone. But at the same time, teachers, I have to say, creative teachers are still, hampered or are not allowed to make so many changes. They still have to follow the standardized curriculum. But now they can be very happy with the curriculum Merdeka. So the cultural relevant teaching at the time is that there is a misconception. If somehow African American or Hispanic American, they performed badly in the standardized test, it's just because of their fault. It's just because they have an ability not to be able to be reaching out the superior group or the whites. Yeah. So it means the teachers still think we are using the same method. How come 3 different groups, they have different thought? So the teacher is still thinking it's not time yet to change the method. What happens here is that between these 3 groups could have the capacity to succeed in the standardized test, but only the way to reach there are different. I think that's why we've always come up with there's no single recipe for an English teacher to choose one single method. And yet we are challenged with having more than 20 students in the classroom, right? And we're thinking, if we have 40 students, should we come up with 40 teaching methods? Well, that is not necessary. Next slide. Next again. All right. Now, being in the same group culture, African America, that's why the name is culturally relevant teaching, because Dr. Gloria feels she's related, because she feels that I have to help people that I belong to, because we share similarities, which is the same skin color. And she has a belief that I think all African American can achieve what the whites did. Okay, so that's why she came up with this approach. Next slide. Okay. Now, in the year of 2000, another scholars transformed the word relevant into responsive. Why? Because we or every educators in the world can actually use the approach. So it's not just for the African or Hispanic for Hispanic. So that's why the word relevant changed into responsive. Cognitively speaking, responsive has the meaning there's an algorithm of action. Respond, right? Instead of relevant, just relate. There's no action word there. So that's why the term CRT nowadays become culturally responsive teaching. Next slide. Next again. Now, this is what I'm talking about. So if you have American dealing with different groups of people, but they actually categorize it into racial and also into skin tone. Us as an NFL teacher, all of you guys are going to be an English teacher, right? Hopefully, or mixed with other foreign language teacher. So these are going to be our patients. Our patients are struggling learners, those who have limitations in the skill area, in the knowledge area, in the other soft skill area. Am I right? Yeah. So even right now in the curriculum Merdeka, they have this 6 skill, everyone. So it's not 4 skills anymore. It's not just listening, reading, writing, and speaking. They add watching and they add presentation. Yeah, into language skill. So teachers, you can work how to reach the 6 skills now, yeah, not 4 skills anymore. And not to mention, because what is it? So this is my left side there, as you can see, lack of motivations, confidence, cultural differences, and different learning style. Whether you realize it or not, it so happens when you and your student have different learning style, that could have an effect too. So for example, you're considering yourself, have any of you here, have used online and discover what kind of learners are you, what kind of style that, majority you're likely to choose when you learn? Anyone here have tried? Anyone here? It's okay if you haven't. Have you? All right.
Maybe I am kind of like to read to get my best understanding of something.
Okay, so you're tactile learners.
Oh, I see.
Well, there's actually a different categorization. We usually know it as what is it? A visual, right? And then auditory, kinesthetic, and then the other one, the new one, is reading writing. So reading writing is a new learning style. Some of us retain information, store it in your brain by reading and by writing. I think the Z generation and then perhaps the next Alpha generation, they do not like to write at all. And you can check by the quality of the handwriting, right? You go with the typing or you go with the picture taking. So for some of us, writing actually helps to remember more, storing the information inside. Now, it so happened that that works for you. It's not necessary that will work for your student. Sometimes as a teacher, speaking from the experience, yes, that's what I did in the past. We'd like to take what's easy for me, what's easy for us. It saves our time, it saves our energy. Yeah. So, but that's not the right way, everybody. Next one. Anyone here familiar with differentiation or differentiated instruction? Yes, you probably learn it in your classroom. Differentiated instruction? Yes? You have something to say? You haven't heard about it. All right. Well, there is really a wide, I have to say, yes, a big transition from curriculum 2013 to Merdeka curriculum. Mas Menteri is American-minded. American-minded in a good way, because there are a lot of educational approach that I really love, and I even implemented in my own classroom. So differentiated learning means is that this is related to what cultural responsive teaching. We have to make sure what we are going to teach to the class, we are bringing to the class to your student, it has to match with your student's need. Now, doing need analysis is not a habit yet, I have to say. Even personally, I've done it in the last just for semester. It is daunting, everybody. It is tiring. Yeah, because it requires a lot of administrative work. And then the next, this is semester or year, like 1 year when you teach your student. Next year, you teach a new students again, and you teach a new students again. But Mas Menteri say, please, this is a special message to the next generations of teacher, pre-service teacher, in-service teacher, even professional teacher. Think about differentiated instruction. Match at least with learning style. Match at least with the way you present learning materials. Could be audio-visual, right? Could be just text and things like that, so you can vary. But it's like we become a professional trainer or we become a doctor, because we will see our student as patient. Tell me the truth. You don't want to go to the doctor that will just prescribe you any medicine. For example, she got a fever, you got a cough, and the doctor just give you a flu medicine. Will you get better? Perhaps, but it will take longer. And that's probably what happens to the students in the class. Will they get there? Yes, longer. But remember, learning in a formal situation is limited by time, right? So if we are like given time, we cannot do that, because we are in a school system, and the school, well, they do not put that in the timeline. So we cannot add more time for students who we feel still left behind, right? And that's again a challenge for us. Next one. And this is what we have to underline. The same concept, I believe, with what many scholars in America who are pro with the CRT or cultural responsive teaching, and us here in being introduced to differentiated learning. So we have to make sure we know everybody has equal opportunity to succeed. But the way to reach there, it's going to be different. Are we ready for that? Are we willing to do that? It's the question for you. Next. Why local cultures? What is the relation, or what is the relations? The ministry included, you know what? For the learning materials, I believe, why don't we choose something that students perhaps already familiar, local cultures, for example, here in Jambi. And what do you think these selections will help our student? How? Hello, Ibu. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Continue, Bu. Continue. Hello, Mbak. Wah, Mbak. Gak apa-apa ya, senyum ya. Senyumnya manis. Okay. Alright, Mbak. So, in the new curriculum, it says, pilih budaya lokal katanya ya. Kira-kira apa ya Mbak tujuannya? Supaya apa nih? Supaya melestarikan budayanya? Atau apa kira-kira dampak yang akan terjadi pada proses pembelajaran siswa? You want to call a friend? Yes. You want to call a friend? A friend? Yes, yeah. Okay.
Okay, by knowing their own culture, but it will bring advantages like students becoming more aware about their own cultural value, and then it will like develop the effective component of the education their education itself. As we know that there are cognitive affective, so they become we know that we are diverse, and then they know about Indonesian and the characteristic, the nature of Indonesian, and they become like know their own value, and then can implement that kind of good attitude in their education journey.
Thank you. Another cookies is going to come on your way. Okay, yes. Well, what's really important is that by bringing local cultures to the table, to the classroom, to our students, it will reduce what we call cognitive load. Have you heard about that? Yes, yeah, perhaps yes, perhaps not. Yes, I've heard about it, but I don't know what it means. Okay. Cognitive load means is that it will be much better if you already know something familiar in your own language, in Bahasa. So when you see it, all you need to do is just, okay, I'll find the equivalent words for English, right? But when you're not familiar yet, what is that object in Bahasa? There's nothing on your brain stored there. And then you have to find the equivalent. That's what we call cognitive load, because you do not have the experience being exposed to that object yet. Yeah, so we don't want that struggles happening to our student. And that's what curriculum 2013 do to some of the students in remote area, some of the students living in different area there, which probably they are not exposed to the same thing as students living in the cities. Gitu ya. Next slide. Munculin aja pas semuanya. 1, 2, 3. Ding. Okay. So there are actually 3 dimensions of CRT. The school, of course, the teacher as educator, and instructional materials. And today we are going to elaborate, we are going to dig deeper into all of you here as educators. Yeah. What does it mean being culturally, apa artinya? Response teaching, ya. Next one. Next lagi. Ya, next. Saya Pak, oke. Kalau lihat saya warna-warni banget ya. Perhatikan yang warna pinknya aja. Mudah-mudahan tuh diingat sama brain teman-teman di sini ya. So everything that is related to the CRT is pink color. Alright. Okay, so the first thing first, CRT is the ability for you, you have the ability to help students level up their cognitions. Yeah. So you still remember Bloom's taxonomy? So if your students right now are in the level of identifying, in the level of categorizing, yeah, or in the lots area, your job as the CRT educator, you tone up your student, bring up to the next level. That's your job. Especially when you teach elementary, don't think that elementary students do not need to think critically. Yes, they do. Because by the time they are 6 years old, according to experts in psychology, these students are ready to be introduced to decision making, to give reason. Yeah. Anyone here has a brother, little brother, or has a son or daughter who's in 5 or 6 or 7 years old? Michelle, saya akan menanyakan pertanyaan yang mudah sekali nih. Oh ya, siap. siap. Ada. Oke. Nggak ada ya? Oke, siap. Yeah. This is just reflecting on my son because entering the 6 years old, all he say to me, ya, nonton laptopnya ya, disimpan. Kenapa? Ayo makannya dihabiskan. Apa? Ibu habis ya. Ada sesuatu yang tidak saya suka kelihatan sama anak saya. I have to give a reason, right? So it's very challenging actually for you who are going to be elementary school teacher, junior high or interstitial. Next Pak. Ya, next lagi Pak. Oke, oke. What does it mean by displaying, learning, and meaning making? What does that mean? Jadi Bapak Ibu di sini memiliki kemampuan atau sudah mengkategorikan dirinya sebagai seseorang yang tanggap budaya. Bahasa Indonesianya nggak asik banget ya Pak ya Bapak Ibu ya. CRT aja tuh ya, CRT. Memiliki kemampuan untuk bisa memahami apa yang disampaikan oleh siswa, terutama dalam hal learning and meaning making. What does that mean? Bapak Ibu suka ngerasa nggak? Secara tidak sadar ya, kalau ternyata paham, ada gerakan tertentu yang diberikan. Walaupun kayak nggak jadi gitu. And a good teacher, it's like having a 6 sets of eyes. Kita punya 2 ya. Tapi si RT teacher ini, dia punya 6 pasang. Sini ada, belakang ada, telinga juga berfungsi sebagai kepala. It means in every single move that you make in the classroom, you are actually observing your student, you store what you see in your brain, and you will remember certain distinctive movement or characteristics of your students that will set them apart from the others. That's why I think, in our opinion, only genius, I have to say, that is eligible to become a teacher. Only a person who can have the combinations of showing the art and the science of teaching are eligible to educate the next generations. And I believe you are among them, right? Kayak ragu-ragu banget nih, gimana? Jambi, mana suaranya? Sudah sarapan? Sudah? Oh belum, pantesan. Oke, Bapak ya. Pak Dokter Yanto pada belum sarapan katanya Pak. Iya, oke, next aja Pak. Oke. Bentar ya. Saya mau pakai kacamata saya dulu. Cahayanya sangat sih loh. Coba nih teman-teman. Ada yang bisa kasih contoh nggak? A safe space for learning. Can you tell me one way how to make your student feel safe? Or how do you know when you enter your classroom and you feel that your students safe with you, ready to learn with you? Somehow their brains opens, ready to retrieve, ready to receive, store, and retrieve informations during the learning process in the classroom. Tell me one way how to make your students feel safe. Oh yes, Mbak Melati. Double bonus Mbak. Tenang. Oh iya. Ya, Mbak.
Just one way students feel safe in when they can ask questions to the teachers. Simple as that. Yes, when they are able, they feel safe to us because sometimes like yeah, in our culture sometimes the teacher is represented as yeah, quite menakut. Yeah, probably yeah, as being authoritative figure, something like that. So when the students are free to ask, so it is, I think, one example of that.
Don't worry Mbak, no worries. Thank you so much. Yes. Langsung 2 ya Mbak. Oh ibu. Emak-emak itu ingat, number itu ingat guys. So it's like different. Guys will never remember numbers katanya ya. Oke. All right. Yes, a safe space for learning. One of them, if you really know your students, I cannot say that because my next question would be, have you collect informations in the beginning, notifying you, each of the students will feel safe if you do certain action? Again, conducting an analysis has not becoming habit yet. All right, but that might be true if Melati say, I've known these students and this is not our first meeting, this is our third meetings, and my students ask question, it means the students feel safe. Whatever response comes from the teacher or even from their friends. Huh? You want to add something, Mbak? Oh, enggak. Just stretching ya. Okay. And this is the next one. How do we create a harmonious relationship between home, between community, and between school? I don't know if Jambi still implemented. A couple of years ago, I was involved in a project which promoting community-based atau mengoptimalkan anggota komunitas sekolah ya untuk ikut memastikan juga how the school runs the educational system. So here, what we do is link and match between the school, between the home of each of the student, and with the community where the school is located. Yeah. And this is something that is not becoming, once again, an agenda or even to be considered, because sometimes school considered to be stands on its own. They have like on their own area, right? Their own area. Okay, next one. So why is it important that I bring this propaganda to you? That I will need you, or let's become a culturally responsive educator, everyone. Why? Why? the red color, Mbak? Yang berwarna merah itu apa? Are you ready? Urge to. Auto ya. Yeah, belum. I haven't had my breakfast. I'm sorry. Cultural initiatives and equity initiatives. Do you know that those two terms? Yes, you can guess, of course. Cultural initiatives and equity initiatives. Equity in the classroom so that all students feel that they are equal. Thank you, Mbak. Thank you, thank you. So when you see the word initiatives there, it is usually considered fits for all. That's why it's red. It means sometimes the school decide this is the cultures that the students need to know. This is the methods that all the teacher should use in the classroom. That's initiatives, not coming from what the students need. Yeah. If this is coming from what students need, we refer to it as by design. Ya. Jadi inisiatif itu artinya biasanya menjadi kebijakan sekolah. Atau kalau dosen ada apa namanya tim teaching ya, kebijakan atau kesepakatan bersama dosen. Ya. Artinya it's not by design. And this is what still common happening in our educations. Nah, ini yang jadi PR ya. It's gone, Pak. Siapa? Oh iya, mesinnya masih Mas. It's gone. Aduh, kalau tadi ada yang bisa menjawab yang warna pink ya, 3 kata tuh. Advocate, serve as allies, and relentlessly sambil menunggu our technician, striving to equity. Equity itu apa? Apakah kita mau? Apakah kita mampu? Kalau kita mengajar di sekolah 1 tahun, kalau kita mengajar teman-teman mahasiswa 1 semester, dan selama 1 semester itulah, dan selama 1 tahun itulah, we as a teacher will always make sure our student has the opportunity to get the right way. Kita sanggup nggak? Kalau siswanya 1-2, mungkin akan bilang iya ya. But if we deal with more than 10 or 15, we'll be able to spare our time, how many minutes, how many hours. And sometimes being teacher and being lecturers, we forget about working hours. We work from 8, and then suddenly it's 8 again the next day. It goes that way, right? So that's what's happening. But again, CRT start from us. Us brings to the school. The school support, instruction materials baru ada. Ya. Jadi harus diawali dari kita educatorsnya. Bisa Mas? Kalau enggak usah di-share gitu aja. Nggak usah di-play maksudnya. Itu ya. Oke. Sudah, Pak? Yes. Next. Ke bawahin aja, Pak. Oke. Agak ke atas lagi, Pak. Hap. Ke atas, Pak. Satu lagi. Iya, stop. Oke. Yang bawah, Pak. Isn't it wonderful if you teach 40 students that you are going to learn 40 new things from your students? Even though all your students are from Jambi, but each of them has or brings different values, different culture. The word culture here is not necessarily only the surface, but also the deep habits, their own celebration, their own likes, their own dislikes. Those are actually included into cultures too. And that is what I call an asset base. So an asset base means information that you will receive from your student that will become the foundations on how you will develop your lesson plan, you will develop your learning materials, and you will develop your evaluation or assessment. Ya, jadi bottom up ya guys. Oke, sudah fix Pak? Oke, siap. And this is going to be a little bit challenging for us. Even if we are university students, in the US, if your parents still pay for you, it means your parents are still responsible for you. So it means that school still need to communicate, contact the parents. What can we do for your children? What can we do to help your children succeed? But that is not been accustomed yet in our culture. Belum ya. In our university, or maybe if we visit some university, might be. And the next is, believe it or not, what Professor Sony said yesterday, when he's not familiar with the term PHP, coming from younger student. Okay. And if we ask the younger generations, they come up with new vocabulary. It refers to the same word. That's not what we call. Are you familiar with being a, what is it? We call it in English, a free rider. A free rider means orang ketiga. In my generation, we call it kambing conge. But in my colleagues who is probably 5 or 7 years older than me, she said, saya mau jadi nyamuk dulu. And I was like, kenapa kok nyamuk? Ya, ketika dijelaskan, no, that's not nyamuk. Kambing conge, culture. Yeah. I'm familiar with the word kambing conge, and my friends familiar with the word nyamuk. And the two words here referring to this exact same situation. And that happens because we communicate. Yeah. After explaining slowly and finally, all right, so today, what should we call it? Because we call it back then with different term. She called it back then with different term. What should we call it today? Nah, kita belum nemu ya. Harus cari dulu. Kalau sekarang disebutnya apa? Mungkin jadi binatang lain ya. Kalau misalkan orang ketiga itu ya. So this is something to do with, there's a rich culture, there's a rich linguistic also. So with the curriculum Merdeka, bagusnya ya sebetulnya kalau guru bisa memanfaatkan, you will get everything from your student. But how? Sekarang pertanyaan saya adalah, biasanya nih, kalau teman-teman mau cari tahu dulu informasi awal, itu biasanya suka pakai instrumen apa? Selain wawancara. Observasi, oke. Selain itu? Oke. Group discussion. Yes. Apalagi? Yang paling terkenal, yang paling gampang, yang paling banyak digunakan? Survey. Yes, questionnaire. Yes. Now, but questionnaire is just simply choosing 1.5 usually, yeah? Or we see it quantitatively. Here, for QRT or CRT, sorry, we need qualitative data. We need our student to share what we need to know about them. And we can get them in variety of ways. Observation might have been difficult because then you should see every individuals and you should make times, and remember we only have 2 sets of eyes ya, bukan 6 mata ya Bu ya. Jadi kalau misalkan mau observasi, time limit ya Bu, atau misalnya 40 siswa berarti 40 kali Bu observasi, gitu kan? Focusing on one student. And then, what about the other way? Tadi ada group discussion. Group discussion juga okay, unless we are recording them. Because we want to make sure who's contributing, right? Who's only keep on agreeing, but not really saying something matters to him or her. Oke, itu juga lumayan ya Bu ya, transcribing-nya atau mengulang kembali apa yang sudah diucapkan tadi. Oke, terus tadi cara apa lagi? Kalau konten analisis mungkin cara mengolah datanya ya Bu ya. Ini sekarang kita cara dapetin datanya nih teman-teman. Ada survei, ada observation, ada group discussion, ada apa lagi? Nah, kalau teman-teman sudah mau menghadapi tahun keberapa di sini Unjab, menghadapi apa namanya tulisan yang akan sangat menyenangkan orang tua ya, tahun keempat Bu, semester 7 ya, silakan. Kalau sudah dibilang, Dek lagi apa sekarang? Aku lagi nulis skripsi, itu adalah tanda-tanda orang tua sebentar lagi akan bahagia ya. Mungkin ada yang melamar guys, gitu kan? Oke, apa lagi? Oke, kita share Pak. Next-nya. Nah ini dia ya. Tadi teman-teman pilihnya itu banyak yang bentuknya lisan ya. Kalau sistemnya adalah datanya kualitatif. Itu berat karena kita kerja 2 kali. Happening, kecuali kalau kita bisa seperti stenographer. Stenographer itu kalau di pengadilan ya. Tahu kan, jadi ngetiknya cepat sekali ya. Jujur saya nggak bisa ya. Apalagi ketika saya catat ya. And then I see my notes. What did I write? Nah, this is one of the way for you to get information from your student. Through storytelling, but storytellingnya itu lebih ditulis ya. And it's not just by writing. You can ask your student, kalau di sini sarannya adalah, if you deal with younger student, berarti kalau nanti teman-teman di sini mau ngajar siswa SD, ya, berarti kan mereka ada beberapa yang mungkin menulisnya belum bisa banyak. Berarti bisa kalian minta mereka untuk menggambar. Ya, bahkan coba, kalau misalkan perasaannya bahagia, gambarkan. Choose one thing that you really like to do at home. Gambar. Walaupun nggak punya bakat gambar misalnya. But the one thing that is really important in the CRT, everybody, we cannot choose for our student. Itu yang mungkin agak berat bagi kita ya. Kalau enggak nanti acak-acakan Ibu Ima, yang ini sebenarnya nanti saya gimana untuk mengecek datanya, menyamakan dan lain sebagainya. Nah, konsep CRT ini teman-teman harus dipahami ya. Because it comes from student. Students cannot feel pressured. Students cannot feel neglected. And students cannot feel that this is not what I want. Karena itu datanya sudah tidak bisa digunakan. Walaupun dia ngumpulin gambarnya. Walaupun dia ngumpulin tulisannya gitu. Ya. Gimana kita bisa tahu? Tadi Ibu bilang, observe. Karena selama dia itu menggambar, selama dia menulis, ya, wajahnya kan terlihat ya, tapi dia mengerjakan ini sampai selesai. Artinya, in the concept of CRT, we have to repeat asking the students to turn in their informations by doing the things that the student feel comfortable, the students like. Kita tahu kan ada 2, misalnya drawing, writing. Yeah. And if the students do not see the selections that they like here, you can actually offer, what do you want then? And even if the students do not want to do, you cannot force them to do. It's okay. Don't do it then. Perhaps for this particular student, he or she will need time to be able to open up. Bahkan younger student juga ya. Now, when you deal with older students with certain experiences, karena saya tidak bisa berasumsi. CRT di sini guys, we cannot assume. It's like, for me, it's like building, not only I will become a culturally responsive educator, but also I will shape to become a critically thinker as a researcher. Ya, CRT. Bentar, Pak. Dan yang penting, teman-teman harus berbagi informasi tersebut dengan rekan guru dan juga staf administrasi. Untuk bisa membawa sekolahnya juga culturally responsive. Coba saya mau bertanya di sini. Bisa di-share nggak siapa yang pernah diberikan pelayanan oleh staf administrasi Universitas Jambi yang sangat super ramah sekali. Baik banget. Oh, dirindukan banget. Aku kayaknya kalau ketemu sama bapak ini, ibu ini, mbak ini, mas ini ya luar biasa gitu. Padahal saya tuh ya Allah cerewet banget ya. Mau minta surat ini, lupa dokumen yang nggak dibawa. Ya, suruh balik lagi tapi dengan sabar melayani saya. Ada nggak sih? Share dong. Ada ya? Ada pasti. Ada pasti. Ada pasti ya. Nah, some people mentioning this name, it means whether he realized it or not, this person have acted as culturally responsive. So he puts others' needs before his needs. Now, that's not what everybody can do, especially if you are in a positions that you can bargain. If you are in a positions more superior than anybody else in this room. Yeah. CRT not only makes us being humble, I believe, but making sure that as educator, what we need to put first? Who? The principal? The head of department? The dean? Yes, Ibu. The student. We put the student first. Yeah. Next Pak. Ya, tadi sudah disampaikan. Oke, tunggu Pak. Stop. Saya akan bagi. In the next 15 minutes, I want you to discuss, boleh buka gadget, boleh pakai laptop, searching, googling ya. I want you to find out about what is mentor text. Because beside using the storytelling, you can also use mentor text. Yeah, so you can use your phone, you can use your laptop, find out what is mentor text. Yes? Pernah pakai?
Not for cookies, I just want, mentor text, a text that we use as a mentor. That we use that text as our guidance. For example, when we would like to write an article, so we read the text, we see the style the writers used in the text, and in relation to storytelling, that we use the text as our guidance to tell the story. Yeah, I think that's
close, Bu, close. Fungsinya betul ya, Bu ya? That's right. The function is correct. Mentor text is actually a title of a book. It's written by, an American writers, but yes, the book consists of modeling format that student can choose when they want to open up to their teachers. Ya, betul sekali ya, Bu ya. Fungsinya sudah betul, tapi bentuk fisiknya kalau yang ini, nanti teman-teman sebetulnya bisa pakai if you want to. Yeah, if you want to use this, so students can actually choose the one with the picture, without any picture, only short space, only wide space, all kind of selections depending on which one that the student wants to choose. Ya, betul ya Bu ya? Oke. Kalau gitu kita next lagi Pak. Info card. Ada yang pernah main permainan ini enggak? Game info card. Coba langsung searching, what is info card? Boleh dong. Jadi sekarang saya minta kalian pakai gadgetnya. Saya minta kalian pakai laptopnya. Yo, cari. Cari apa itu info card. Kayaknya kartu sih betul banget ya. Itu permainan ya, that's the game. It's actually a game. Info card is a game. Ada muncul rupanya? Ada. Kebaca nggak? Salah satu ekspresi yang muncul di layar gadgetnya. Keluar? Ada keluar, Bu? Bukan, Bu. Game, ya betul, Bu. Yang tuh pernah main nggak info card? Belum ya? Info card game. Tinggal langsung muncul yang banyak info card-nya ya. Oke, nanti saya akan share bersama teman-teman kepada teman-teman. Ternyata nggak muncul otomatis ya, Pak. Mas Google-nya pergi ke mana dulu gitu ya. Biasanya langsung set. Next, Pak. Pasti ada yang kenal dengan infografik. Sudah pernah buat infografik? Sering banget ya Bu ya, sebenarnya poster. Apa sih bedanya infografik sama flyer? Ayo yang sudah ikut nota kuliah. Apa Mbak namanya? Multimedia, ayo. Apa bedanya infografik sama flyer? Mas, mau coba jawab nggak? Kayaknya sering pakai komputer, Mas. Ya, betul kan? Dari wajahnya itu wajah sering yang pakai komputer. Oke. Dikira-kira aja, Mas. Infografik sama flyer. Pasti sudah pernah lihat kan dua contohnya? Oke. Yang muncul di benak Mas kalau ngebedain apa nih, Mas?
From my knowledge, infographic is more concise. Like you only do the point, but if flyer, you have a lot more information in the in the flyer itself. That's from what I know.
Right. Sangat abstrak ya Mas. Sebentar, saya mencari yang bisa lebih mendetailkannya. Mas mau coba infografik dan flyer.
Okay, infographic is contain the statistic, descriptive, and the graphic, and the diagram, any information about the statistic, and then flyers is contain any information text, especially text, contain information to promote someone to do or to educate and to socialize any information to the others.
Nampaknya sudah baca dikit-dikit tentang genre base ya Mas ya? Iya, siap. Oke. Close. Yes. Kalau dari sisi fungsi, sebetulnya both of them actually deliver information, but with different function. Flyer usually for business purpose. Infographic is informative. Yeah. But sometimes nowadays, there are interchangeably, replacing one another. Infographic usually, yes, there is a graphic and there is a description about the graphic. But as you can see today, sometimes in the infographic, more picture, less words, right? That's true. Flyers, usually, they only present like one information, not too many, because the space is smaller than infographic. That's why to generate information about your student, it will be better for you to ask them to make infographic. Yeah. And even I'm surprised, elementary school students are familiar with application called Canva. Ya, 1000 umat ya sekarang Canva-nya. Okay. Yeah. So it means if you ask your students, of course, making sure they know how to use the apps first. If not, they can use printed manually, or remember, we cannot force them if we do not know what they want. Ya, jadi nggak bisa dipaksa ya. Jadi nggak bisa dipaksa. Oke. Ya Pak, stop. That's actually the end of my slide. Coba tadi bisa disebutkan nggak berapa macam cara selain yang sudah kita sebut bareng, ada survei, ada observation, ada group discussion, okay? Yang disebutkan, yang tadi dimunculkan di layar selain infografik, yang diawali dengan storytelling. Masih ada ingat nggak apa aja tadi yang muncul yang bisa kalian gunakan untuk generate informations that you need about your student. You need this.
And we can also use the infographic.
Wonderful. Applause for everybody in this room. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, that's the end of the session, but we invite you to ask question about what Ibu Ima just presented, the importance of cultural responsive teaching. That means that we care about our students, our understanding about the different background of our students in order to maximize our learning and teaching process. Okay, is there any question from this room? Yeah. Somebody give her microphone.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mention your name and your question.
Okay, my name is Rosa Anggraini. Here,
Are you a student or a
I'm
teacher?
a student.
Okay.
All right, here you tell about culturally responsive teaching, but especially teaching, kan, Miss? But here we as a student, we banyak yang belum ngerasain gimana teaching beneran gitu kan, cuma sebatas micro teaching or apa sih? PPL yang cuma beberapa bulan. Jadi yang ingin saya tanyakan, bagaimana atau apa yang harus kita lakukan supaya kita itu bisa memasukkan yang namanya culture responsive teaching. Karena kan kita belum tahu banget latar dari si siswanya, juga belum terlalu memahami keadaan sekolah. Boleh diberikan sedikit masukan?
Okay. Do you want to? Yeah. Semuanya kayaknya bugar. Fresh.
Bagus ya, Dea ya. Belum banyak terkontaminasi. No, what I mean is like this. So you ask the right question. What do you need to do in order to implement this? The one that I just shared with you. First thing first, you need to get information about your student. How? You can use many different ways. From storytelling, mixed text, infographic, or info card. Now, these are very important, and again, I underline, this is not becoming a custom to us. Ini belum terbiasa. Biasanya kita datang ke kelas, kita menerima tugas ya, kalau misalkan PPL itu pasti bertemu dulu dengan guru pamong ya, atau menjadi pembina kalian ya. Pasti diberikan informasi apa-apa dan lain sebagainya. Nah, kalau ingin menerapkan ini, walaupun sudah mendapatkan informasi dari guru, teman-teman spend satu pertemuan, pakai tadi konsep pilih satu aja ya, jangan semuanya. Atau misalnya biarkan siswanya memilih kalau berkenan. Kalau tapi saya sarankan siswanya memilih mana yang mau mereka pilih untuk menyampaikan informasi tentang mereka. Dan itu biasanya di set waktu pertemuan saja, 20-30 menit. Dan if they are categorized into, for example, elementary school students, you do not need to ask them to use English. Yeah, but if you want to encourage them, you may say, any English word that you know, use it. Walaupun nanti tulisannya adalah campuran ya, it's okay. Because you have two purposes. When you do that, as a teacher, when you ask your students to do something, you always have a purpose. Ya. Kalau misalnya kalian memutuskan untuk, oke, anak-anak boleh kata bahasa Inggris yang kalian tahu dipakai ya. Kelihatan dua. Yang pertama, siswa tersebut akan memiliki karakter yang berbeda dengan teman-teman lainnya. Kalau memang ternyata muncul ada kata bahasa Inggris yang dia pakai. Berarti dia termasuk risk taker ya. Walaupun misalkan dia tahu, tapi belum tahu itu sebetulnya kata bahasa Inggris itu betul atau tidak. Tapi dia merasa, oh saya kenal, saya pakai. Spellingnya juga belum tentu benar ya. Gitu. Dari sisi karakter, kita sebagai guru, itu ngebantu banget bahwa this student will have distinctive characteristic. Gitu ya. Terus yang kedua, tapi Bu, kalau bahasa Inggris takutnya ya, dia jadi malah sering nanya, biasanya ya, is it okay, ada juga yang seperti itu ya. Confirming to us, then we don't have energy and time for that. Oke, bilang semuanya pakai bahasa Indonesia, ya. Tetapi berarti tujuan Anda adalah memastikan within the limited time, you want to make sure that students are very open to you. Sehingga apapun informasi yang ingin didapatkan ada di situ, ya. Tadi kalau misalkan kalian really read quickly, tadi saya sebelum pakai kacamata nggak terlalu kelihatan, ada beberapa informasi yang memang kita tanyakan. Tapi tidak sengaja saya highlight, karena lagi-lagi kembalikan kepada kita. Informasi apa yang kita perlukan. Nanti kalau berkenan, saya akan berbagi dengan Miss Sofa Oling. I have 2 examples of questionnaire or survey question that you can use. A very simple one, both asking about students' proficiency, likes and dislike, and the other one is simply about them. Yeah, about how they are at home, with how they spend their time, if they have spare time, what do they do? Kenapa? Karena itu membantu teman-teman untuk pilihin topik. Ya, the materials that you bring to the classroom, you can compile from all the students. Nah, ini memang agak berbeda dengan cara yang biasanya kita lakukan ya teman-teman ya. Biasanya kan kita itu justru top down, tidak bottom up. Nah, CRT ini mendorong kita as a teacher, it starts from us. Ya. Jadi kalau misalkan nanti PPL, receive, but it starts from you, so you communicate directly to your student, right? Get to know them. Gitu ya, baru Anda susun silabus, bahan ajar, dan summative and also formative evaluation. Itu ya deh ya.
Okay, this very unfortunate. Yeah, our time is already. Yeah. Pak Kelas, Sabrat. Everybody, I think that's the end of the session. Thank you very much for your attention. I believe we will get the slide from Ibu Ima, Ibu ya, later on. Okay, thank you very much. I end this meeting. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wow, what a wonderful and insightful presentation from Ibu Imas. And then for the token of the appreciation, we invite Ibu Faila Sofa as the Secretary of Language and Literature Department of Jambi University to give the token of appreciation. Well, once again, we say thank you so much for Ibu Ima for the wonderful presentations. And the honorable ladies and gentlemen, presenters, and also the invited guests. Now we move to the other agenda. It is the coffee break. So please enjoy your 15 minutes coffee break. Thank you. Okay, for the snack of the coffee break is on the left side of this room. So please enjoy it. And for the additional information that after the coffee break, we will do the parallel session. So please prepare yourself to present your paper. Thank you.
Bisa bagi dua kelas.
Paling nggak di breaking room nggak ini? Oh, iya.
For the online presentation, we will start in 10 minutes, Bapak Ibu. Okay. Yeah. Bapak Ibu, for online presentation, we will be starting in 10 minutes. Bapak Ibu, we are going to start the session for the online presentation. I would like to pass this to Pak Habizar, and then Pak Habizar will lead the session. Pak Habizar, time is yours.
Oke, Assalamualaikum Bapak Ibu. Okay, before we start, I want to check the presenter whether you are here or not. Yeah, Bu Suzana, present, right?
Yes.
Yes, and then Ibu Lisa.
I am
The representative, okay. And then Pak Robi Soma or representative?
Yes, Pak.
Yes,
Robi.
I'm here.
Yeah, hello Pak Robi, how are you?
Fine, Pak Bizar, how are you?
I'm fine too, thank you. And then Ibu Ella Masita. Ibu Ella, are you here? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, Ibu Ella Masita is here, and then Angga Warda Prasakti or its representative. Angga Warda maybe is not here right now, and then the last presenter Winda Trisnawati.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's start our parallel sessions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the parallel sessions of the 5th International Conference 2023. Today we have only 6 presenters, who will present online today. So before we begin, I would like to read some rules. The first one is each presenter will be given 10 minutes, to present the presentations, and then after that, because we only have 6 presenters, then we can open question and answer session after the presentation. Okay, I think without any further ado, let's begin our presentations. The first presenter is Ibu Susana, with the title of her research is Foreign Language Learning and Assessment Practice and Narrative Inquiry of 2 Indonesian EFL lecturers experience. To Ibu Susana, time is yours.
Thank you, Pak Habizar. Good morning, everybody there.
Good morning, Bu.
I hope all of you are okay. Is there someone can share my screen, or should I share by myself?
You can share your screen yourself, Bu Susana.
Okay. Let me try.
Okay.
Can anybody see my screen? My slide. Sorry.
Yes, we can, Bu.
Sorry. It is midnight here, so.
Oh, midnight here.
Okay. Let me begin with the study. This study was conducted during the pandemic time, and in this presentation, I will divide into 4 sessions. introduce the study and the theoretical framework I'm using and what methods I did for the study and what are the findings. Okay. Some expert has point out that the assessment, especially language assessment, and teachers are a kind of interrelated. So in my background, I could say that they state that teachers should be literate with assessment if they want to do a kind of evaluating their students. However, not all teachers are really literate about how to do the assessment well. And the second one is Su and Liu reveals the fact that sometimes teachers are not really certain whether they do assessment for facilitating student learning or identifying their achievement during the instruction. And the last one, Carson says that teacher has a kind of a knowledge of assessment literacy, and how they do assessment are particularly influenced by their own teaching experience. Okay, based on this background, I have two research questions. The first one is, what are two teachers' experiences in their EFL learning, and how do those experiences inform their knowledge about and practice of language assessment? Okay, for this study, I use structural dimension of narratives proposed by Connolly and Clandinin. And there are three dimensions. The first one is temporality. It is related to the person, event, and object in a present, past, present, and future situation. The second one is sociality. It's about the personal and social condition of the person under the study. And the third one is about the place, is the setting, specific setting used by the object during the study. Okay, I had two participants, and they were Indonesian doctoral student in the United States. They were a lecturer in Indonesia before they continue their study, and both have teaching experience more than 5 years. Okay, I only use interview to do this study, and it is a Zoom interview because of the geographical constraint and also because of the pandemic, so I couldn't meet the participant in person. Okay, for keeping the trustworthiness, I do peer debriefing and member checking with my college and also with the participant. And I analyze the data descriptively using Connolly and Clandinin commonplaces of narrative inquiry, temporality, sociality, and place. Okay, these are their learning experience. I get their name is Aruna and Diana. Aruna hate English so much because during her school, their schooling time, the teacher were really focused on the language forms. But she chose to study in English department because of her parent expectation. And she admitted she had zero knowledge about English when entering the university, and to develop their own English, to develop her own English competencies, she did learning by doing during university. Meanwhile, Diana is really in love with English because she had a boarding school experience in which she had to speak and use English in daily life. And she did a great achievement in English competition and also English in the classroom. And she had a good communicative competence during the schooling time. And she chose to study in English department to enrich her knowledge competence. That's their experience of learning the language. And regarding to the structural dimension of narratives, we can say that regarding to their experience with doing language assessment when they were a lecturer. So in terms of temporality, Aruna did learning about assessment after she graduated from the university. She got a theory during the university, but she completely did the assessment after graduation. And when she was a lecturer, she did a backward design and was back design when doing assessment. And when I asked about her future plan after graduation from this PhD program, she planned to do a backwards or back design for assessment due to her experience when taking graduate studies in the United States. And she had a 15 years of teaching experience. In terms of sociality, she was really independent in decision-making about grading and making assessment. And she was active in IERA or Indonesian Extensive Reading Association. And she had a real support for this organization. And in terms of places, she liked to do inside and outside classroom learning and also inside and outside class assessment. Meanwhile, Diana, in terms of temporality, she learned about assessment and how to do assessment when she had a study in university. And when she was a lecturer, she did a formative assessment and backwards or back design. She didn't really rely on summative assessment because she relied very much on student learning progress rather than final decision. And for her future assessment plan, she wants to do technology enhanced assessment because she is taking technology implemented instruction for her PhD. She had 8 years of teaching experience, and in terms of sociality, she was really independent in making a decision about how to do assessment and how to grade the assessment. And in terms of places, she only liked to have a classroom learning without outside classroom activities. So in conclusion, both teachers has really impact of their past learning experience with their assessment practices. So they relies themselves about what they did in the past, what they did when they were a lecturer, and what they will do after coming back to Indonesia. How they will conduct the assessment are really influenced by their experience when they had a study in Indonesia and also when they are doing their study in the United States. And in terms of decision making or sociality, they would like to do a student-oriented assessment, and they don't want to be affected by collegial power relations when they decide what to do with the assessment. And after they have experience in the United States, both of them decide to do in-class and out-of-class assessment practices in the future. Question?
Okay. Now we open the Q&A sessions. Maybe if you have any questions for Ibu Susana, you might ask your question. Is there any question for Ibu Susana? Okay, I think there is no question, Bu. Bu Susana. Okay, I think if there is no questions, there are no questions. It's okay. We move to the next presenter. Yeah, the second presenter is Ibu Lisa Nopitasari, with the title of her research is Student Difficulties in Writing Recount Text at 10th grade of Man Al-Hidayah Jambi. Okay, to Ibu Lisa Dovita, time is yours.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I am standing here. I'm Hafizatun Nur. I'm replaced to Ibu Lisa Nopitasari. Okay, I want to share my PowerPoint. Before, can you see my screen sharing, my slide? Can you see?
We can see, Mbak.
Yeah, yes, we can see your slide.
Okay. We present our title by Student Difficulties in Writing Recount Text at 10 of Man Al-Hidayah Jambi. Purpose of learning English is that students can communicate well either orally or written forms. Harmer said that writing is one of
Ibu Hafiza, please unmute your speaker so we can hear your presentation. Okay.
Writing is also one of skills in English that has huge contribution in humans' daily life. We can see the important role of writing in people's daily activities, such as personal letter, career, business activities, and also office activities. Since writing is important, there are some types of texts which are stated in syllabus for the senior high school student. One of those text types is recount text. We find the problem of the study such as First, what are the student difficulties in writing recount text at 10th grade of Man Al Hidayah Jambi? And the second is, what are the factors that put the student difficulties in writing recount text at 10th grade of Man Al Hidayah Jambi? This research purpose to describe students' difficulties in writing recount text at 10th grade of Man Al Hidayah Jambi, and to find out of the factors that make students have difficulties in writing recount text at 10th grade of Man Al Hidayah Jambi. By theoretical review is by writing, because writing can be a key to effective teaching or writing. And second is writing the first draft. When learners write the first draft, they also had additional thought and details to make their opinions make sense. Next is revising, getting and make. Writing rather is need to revise the writing through changing or editing something. Next is editing or checking mistakes of the paper such as grammar, punctuation, usage, and spelling. The last is proofreading. You need to check dictionary to avoid you in making mistakes in spelling. Based on syllabus of 13 curriculum students at 10th grade learn recount text are in advanced semester. The result that Indonesian students' writing ability is still low. This is because of the lack of mastering grammar, vocabulary, and less of practice to write, so that they prefer to use translation applications to help them in finishing their writing assignment. This use qualitative method and also will be designed by using descriptive qualitative research. We select the student at 10th grade of class C at Al Hidayah as subject of the research. The number of students in the class are 27, and all of them are female. We use purposive sampling to decide this class as subject of the research based on some characteristics, such as a student who got score under criteria of minimum score that 6.5, and then student who said that writing is difficult, especially in writing recount text. We use technique of collecting data is by documentation and interview. And analyzing data by data condensation and data display, and last conclusion drawing or verification. Research finding by document and interview, we find 5 item difficulties with different frequencies, and they are low. More widely is language by 53 and 93%. The other by contents, organization, vocabulary, and mechanic is lower than language. We can take the conclusion that the student did not have clear knowledge about generic structure where the organization is input there, so that a lot of them cannot decide the limit among orientation series of even or reorientation in the context. So we have a suggestion for English teacher, for students, and for the other research. For the English teacher, teacher more put attention on the most kind of difficulty that make student difficulty in writing context. For the students should learn from the mistake and difficulties that they made and have the practice to make a good and correct writing product of the context. And for the other research, hopefully the researcher can inspire the next research to conduct further research about the student difficulties in writing the context or other topic related writing the context and enrich the exciting research. I think enough. Thank you for nice attention. And last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Miss Hafizatun Nur, for the wonderful presentations that is about student difficulties in writing. Okay, now we open the question and answer session for Ibu Hafizatun Nur. If the participant have a questions, you might ask the questions for Ibu Hafizatun Nur. Okay, any question? Do you have a question to ask? Yeah, if you also might write your question on the chat box if you do want to express the question directly, then you can use a chat box to ask the question, and I will read the question for the presenter. I think there is no question for. I'm so sorry. I think there is no question for Ibu Hafizatun Nur. Then we go to the next presenter. That is Pak Robi. Yeah, Pak Robi. Mr. Robi, with the title of his research, grammatical error made by the students during seminar proposal examination. To Pak Robi, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Here, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Merti Pegawati. Here we are with Pak Robi. Sorry, we are in the wrong place here, so there is a loud music you as our background. We cannot focus, sorry. That's why we cannot give some questions, but we try our best. Yeah. Oh yes, share screen. Yeah. Sorry. I cannot start my screen share. Can you give me? I cannot share my share screen. Okay. 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 Wait a second.
Okay, I think you can share your slide.
Can you see my slide?
Yes, we can see your slide.
Okay. Yeah. Our title is grammatical error made by students during seminar proposal examination. Here, the study actually examined spoken grammatical error committed by English major students during the seminar proposal examination at one of public university in Jambi. And the researcher actually classified the grammatical error based on Richard's theory in 1990. There are 6 categories. First, error in the production of verb groups. Second, errors in the distribution of verb groups. The third one is miscellaneous error. And the fourth is error in the use of present preposition. The fifth is error in the use of articles. And the sixth is error in the use of the questions. Talking about grammar and speaking, Brown 1994, Hambali 2004, and Soma 2018 are good that good English represent good sentence structure, as well as subject and verb agreement, tenses, word order, verb and noun system, sentence modifier, phrases, and clauses. So when we are talking about speaking, it means that we are talking about grammar. the English language can only be understood well if we have good spoken English grammar skills. This skill, of course, quite different or quite different from written English grammar, since it is happen in spontaneous and in spontaneous speaking performance. And then an error in speaking cannot be self-corrected, while speak mistake can be self-corrected if the deviation is pointed out of the speaker. Good language capacity, he or she will realize the error and make necessary attempt to give correction. The objective of the research was finding the answer the question, what kind of grammatical error are made by the students during seminar proposal examination, and the study was only limited to this kind of examination. I mean, we mean in seminar examination only, not other kind of examination. And about the methodology, Robbie will explain about the methodology. Robbie, time's yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Bu Mega. Slide. Slide. Yeah. Okay, and here for the research method, the researchers use a qualitative research method with a case study approach. As stated by Prestel 2017, Johnson and Christensen 2008, Merriam 1998, Patton 1990. The purpose of this article research is to examine grammatical errors made by the students, English major students, at one public university in Jambi during seminar proposal examination. For data collection technique, we use observation technique. Here, the researchers attended the seminar proposal examinations held by the research participants, which lasted the whole June 2023. Next. Here, this is the participants' demographic information. For the research participants, we have got 1 male and 4 females, so 5 students altogether. The last semester of students who did the seminar proposal examination. Their status divided into 2 ways, the 4th year students and the 5th year students of English education study program. Next, please. So we go to the result of the study. From the data that we observed during the seminar proposal examination, it can be said that 5 presenters who conducted the seminar proposal examination actually made various kinds of spoken grammatical errors, starting from the misuse of prepositions, tenses, objective pronouns, subject-verb agreement, gerund, and some miscellaneous errors. The latest error, in this case, miscellaneous errors made by the presenters were in line with the research conducted by Ecker 2000, Duff and Lee 2004, who reported that sentence redundance, repetitions, and modeling were the 3 most common errors by the students in speaking. So from the result that there are 3 actually. The first one is redundancy, repetitions, and modeling. The 3 most common errors made by the students. Next, please. And then we continue with the result of the research indicated that the 5th presenter made the most spoken grammatical errors during the seminar proposal examination, followed by presenter 3, the 3rd presenter. However, presenters 2 and 4 made the same number of errors, namely 5 errors of each. It means that presenter 1, presenter 3, and presenter 5 committed more than 1 errors actually. And presenter one made the least spoken grammatical errors. But interestingly, there were interesting findings here. None of the presenters made errors in using articles and questions. We can identify because the students were supposed to present their materials in seminar proposal examination. Automatically, they did not ask questions. So that's why none of the 5 presenters made any errors in terms of questions, because they are not supposed to ask questions, but the audience and the examiners were supposed to ask questions. And for the use of articles, an, and the, I think why none of the presenters made no errors in this area, since they quite understand about the use of articles an, and the. So that's why from the transcript it was not found out. The students made errors in terms of articles. Next, please. So we finally arrived to the conclusion that there are two types of errors which do not show up during the seminar proposal presentation. The first one, as we have already explained before, was the use of articles and errors in the use of questions. Since as I told you previously, that the students quite understand about and the use of and the, and they did not ask questions. So that's why their questioning skills were unusable actually, because they are supposed to convey the materials of their research, and they are not supposed to ask questions, but the examiners and the viewers ask questions. Okay, I think that will do for my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Any questions? Will do.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, any question for Pak Robi and Ibu Merti Megawati related to the topics about the grammatical error made by the students during seminar proposal examinations? Do you have a question? Okay, I think there is no question, Pak Robi. Is it okay? We move to the next presenter. This is our lecturer, senior lecturer, Ibu Ella Masita. Halo Ibu Ella. You still online?
Yes, yes.
Belum terlempar Ibu ya, masih bagus sinyalnya.
Alhamdulillah. Sepertinya so far it's still good. I don't know. That's
Okay, Ibu Ella Masita with the title of her topic, the implementation of multicultural based English teaching materials, teacher's view. To Ibu Ella Masita, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I hope I can share my. Okay, can you see my PPT?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry I'm not at home either and I'm not in our campus. My daughter, one of my daughter, is hospitalized right now, so I'm in the hospital, and the signal is very bad. So what I want to share today is about the implementation of multicultural based English teaching materials based on teacher's view. It consists of 5 sections: background, and then literature review, multicultural education in English teaching, and then the method of my research, because this is the result of my previous research, and finding and discussion, and conclusion and suggestion. The focus of this presentation is to explore how teacher has implemented multicultural-based English teaching materials for teaching their students at schools. The main research instrument is semi-structured interviews to actually 3 English teachers at senior high school in Jambi. And in addition, we also investigate the obstacle faced by the teachers and how they solve the problems. The background: as a nation with a broad range of social, linguistic, and cultural diversities, teaching English in Indonesia sometimes present problems for standard teaching practice. Aspects of student diversity like culture, religion, native language, race, socioeconomic status, and so on, make teaching English in Indonesia is so challenging. The challenges are encountered by some factors such as difficulties in learning due to the influence of L1, students gathering in their ethnic circle, comprehension problem, disrespectful students, motivational issues, teaching difficulties, and classroom management issues. On the other hand, language and culture are interconnected, as language is a component of culture, but at the same time, culture is part of the language. So, for that reason, teachers, as the language practitioners, must have multicultural awareness. Okay, and the research problem, here we try to identify the common mainstream, how it's embedded, and how it's viewed by the teacher. The method is qualitative research and the method is qualitative research and it's semi-structured interview. Just wait a minute. I think I have a problem in here. Okay, I'm sorry. I tried to share it again. Okay, I do this. Okay, yeah. And the common mainstream, the findings actually comprise of 2 things: the common mainstream of how multiculturalism is embedded in the English language teaching, and how the nation of multiculturalism is viewed by the teachers. Actually, it seems that based on the interview, it appears that actually the teachers all the 3 teachers are not really aware of the importance of multiculturalism to be embedded in their teaching. They more focus on how to make students can pass the test. And they don't think it's a problem in it. And it's quite understandable because the teachers at the school that we interviewed, they don't have so many multicultural environment. I mean, yes, they have students in parts of Jambi, and some just I think couples of them from outside Jambi, but yeah, they don't think they have problem with that because it's quite homogeneous classroom. And then the second is how the teachers view the multiculturalism. They don't take based on that. I mean, they see multiculturalism and multicultural awareness more about the teaching material. because when we talk about multicultural awareness, multiculturalism in teaching, it actually comprises two things. The first is about the English, the target language itself, and the second about the student and the teachers. When I ask them, what do you think about multiculturalism, multicultural English teaching, they actually explain more about the teaching material, not about the students, and they really think that there is no problem with the the diversities in the classroom so far. But like I told you, it might happen because the classrooms are quite homogeneous. Homogeneous here, I mean, it's like they're just from around Jambi and maybe Palembang, Padang, but they are not really, they're not really different in teachers' perspective. So as a suggestion, I think we need to have further research about it, about these diversities. Is it really a problem or not? Specifically in Jambi, and if there are problems and challenges, how we think we can work on that. I think that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pak Habizan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Ibu Ella Masita, for the very wonderful presentations. Maybe from the presentations, participant here have a question for Ibu Ella. You may ask the question.
Okay, Pak Abizar.
Okay, Pak Robi.
Okay, I think that was a very, very interesting topic, conveyed by Ibu Ella in this presentation. What I would like to ask you actually, one of your slides stated that most Indonesian people who come from various age, social background, like to watch sinetron. Okay. Do you think that this phenomena only happen in some parts of the Indonesian regions, or probably some Indonesian regions? Some Indonesian regions are very common in this phenomena. So in relation to your title, your topic, do you think that our cultural capital actually teach the general society bad things through the sinetron? Okay, thank you very much, Ibu Ella.
Okay, Pak Habizar, should I answer it directly or?
Yes, you can ask directly, Bu Ella.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Pak Robi. Unfortunately, it's not really clear because your voice is not really clear here. I mean, only maybe mine. As I told you, I have very bad signal. But if I'm not mistaken, you asked about how we see it in the sinetron, right? In Indonesian soap opera. What do you mean? It's how the viewers see it, or how the sinetron show, display the multiculturalism? Which one? I mean, for the viewers?
Yeah, actually, the sinetron, as if touch our people, bad things. Yeah, you know that you have already watched many kinds of sinetron, Ibu Ella, but yeah, you know, our opinion and others' opinion about the sinetron more or less the same. Most of our sinetron teach us bad things, bad values, and it. Do you think that what was shown by the sinetron more or less reflects our own culture, actually, Ibu Ella?
Oh, okay, yeah. So about the sinetron itself, right? Yeah, that's very interesting. I don't think it happens only in sinetron, but most of the movies too. You know, like when we see sinetrons and movies, it looks like life is so easy. You know, like they always have money, and when they are students, it seems they don't have so many assignments. You know, like it always happen like that. Like they still have a lot of time to do, like, you know, unimportant things at schools, for example. And how the teachers teach too. Sometimes it's quite far from the reality, really far. I remember when we watch movies, for example, right? Let's see American movies. Maybe Bu Susan can later can add some more. It seems that, you know, they are rich actually. Not like they are all rich. They are all, you know, all the beautiful. When we see New York, for example, but when we came there and we see ourselves, it's like, oh, okay, it's not as good as in the movies. It's really not, you know. It's just like some small part of America, just like our Sinetron. I don't think it doesn't actually happen at all, but just happened represents, you know, specific, maybe a economic social background, you know, and it's
Okay.
simplified. Actually, I have research about it too, and it seems that they simplified the settings, for example, because they want to focus on the stories that they develop, and sometimes they didn't really make a good research before. For example, how actually the teachers should teach, how students usually do at school. So they quite ignore that settings, you know, that kind of things. So, I mean, most of them, I don't think they really represent the you know, the reality. Even if they represent the reality, it's just very specific parts of the socio-cultural background. That's what I think, Pak Robi. I don't know. What do you think? Your mic is mute, Pak Robi. It's muted.
Yeah, Bu Ella, as we know that comparing with cartoon films from Hollywood, those kind of films are for children actually. But in those films, they try to teach children good moral values. So I think that it doesn't mean that the Western culture is good altogether, and our culture and Indonesian culture was really bad altogether from the Sinetron. I think that's right. What you have told us, depending on the culture, whenever where it comes from, has good and bad sides. Is that right, Bu Ella?
Yeah, right, Pak Robi. Actually, there are quite many TV shows that are very good. For example, in America, there is one public TV channel named PBS, if I'm not mistaken, PBS. And this PBS have, you know, when we watch like what we call it, Sesame Street, most of them are produced by BBC. They are very good. Why? Because they have very good research, and you know who behind the scene, they are professors. So I mean, and some of the movies, if they have very good research on that, they can make it very, you know, the setting very natural and represent the real one. But most of them, especially I don't know, the commercial one, most of them do not really represent the reality about the culture, about multicultural awareness too. So yeah, I agree with you, Pak Robi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bu Ella. Thank you.
Okay, yes. Okay, thank you so much, Pak Robi Soma, for the questions, and I hope the answer that will have been answered by Ibu Masita can make you can satisfy you. So we have two last presenter. That is presenter number 5, Pak Angga. Oh yeah, Pak Angga is here. Angga Warda Prasakti with the title "The Role of Image of Kunaun Figure." Ya.
Yes.
To Pak Angga, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the opportunity time on the occasion. I will present about the cultural will that exists in Indonesia. Kunaun is one of the folk tales of the Kerinci people. For the background, okay, displaced due to the technological advance, and then saving Kunaun from extinction, cultural production, and research focus. One is the role of the character in Kunaun, and what is the image of the character based on the character role in Kunaun. Research objective describe the role of the character in Kunaun, describe the character image based on the character role in Kunaun. Research benefit, ada theoretical benefit and practical benefit. For theoretical benefit, development of character role and image concept, reference material for future research. And practical benefits, understand the role and image of character in Kunaun to inspire and encourage other research to examine literature. Alternative material for teaching and learning literature, increase appreciation of literature. Overview, Kunaun, figure, and approach, structuralism, relevant research. Research method, type of research, descriptive qualitative, object of research, Kunaun, data collection technique, reading and interpreting the whole Kunaun, data analysis technique, text review with content analysis technique, checking the validity of finding, data credibility. Research method, discussion, Kunaun, the role of character in Kunaun, imagery from the role of character in Kunaun. For the conclusion, there are several from imaginary based on the character role. There are good image and there is a bad image in it. The image of a character who's preferred in an animal. Advice, participate in preserving Kunaun. Further research on Kunaun can be useful as teaching material. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Angga, for the presentations. Maybe you have a questions. You may ask question to Pak Angga about the role of image of Kunaun figure.
Okay, izin Pak Abizar.
Yes, Pak Robi.
Okay, Pak Angga, I think it was a very, very interesting presentation. What is the title again, Pak Angga?
The role of Kunaun. The role of character in Kunaun.
Kunaun is an animal, ya?
Kunaun is cerita rakyat di Kerinci.
Oh ya, Kunaun ya. Okay. Oh, why did you choose of this? Is it a kind of folklore or yeah?
Yeah, folklore.
Folklore, okay. Okay. Why are you interested in analyzing this Kunaun comparing with other folklores? I think there are so many interesting folklores to analyze. So my question is, how could you come to the final choice that you are going to analyze this?
Okay. For the financial choice is development of the character role and image concept, reference material for future research, and understand the role and image of character in Kunaun to inspire and encourage other research to examine literature, and then alternative material for teaching and learning literature and increase appreciation of literature.
Okay, do you think that the Kunaung folklore can possibly be taught to primary school students or secondary SMP students, or can also be taught to senior high school students?
For ke senior high school students.
For senior high school students. Okay, why like that?
Because apa ya?
Does this folklore contain what is it? Yeah, probably vocabularies that are quite hard to be understood by SMP students, for example. So, or is this folklore included in the senior high school curriculum?
Because in senior high school is very important for me, and then yang junior or senior high school yang lain.
Are you a teacher, Pak Angga?
Saya dosen Unaja, Pak, Universitas Adiwan.
Okay.
Saya
Okay.
studi bahasa Indonesia, jadi.
Indonesian,
Ya. Jadi
Okay,
mohon
okay,
maaf, bahasa Inggrisnya masih sepotong-sepotong.
Yeah, I think you have got a very good English in your presentation slide.
Okay.
Okay, Pak Angga, thank you very much for a bit
You're welcome, Pak
explanation. Thank you. Back to you again, Pak Habizar. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Pak Robi, Soma, and Pak Angga for the presentations that is about Kanaung, from Kerinci. Okay, we move to the last presenter. That is Ibu Winda Trisnawati, or its representative, with the title "The Effectiveness of Flipbook in Project-Based Blended Learning Integrated 21st Century Skill Towards Student Creative Writing Ability." To Ibu Winda, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Pak Bizar. I'm so sorry. Okay, maybe my connection is not good, but I've tried to present. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you for Pak Abizar, and thank you for the EDUTICON committee, and for the all presenters and the audience. For these occasions, I will present our research. But wait a minute, let me share our slide. Okay, Mr. Abizar. My slides can be seen?
Yes, we can see your slide here.
Okay. 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 Our research is about the effectiveness of eFlipbook in project-based blended learning integrated 21st century skill towards students' creative writing ability. In this occasion, the background of the research is based on the creative writings that involves originality, self-expression, and the use of literacy device, and then like metaphor, similes, and then symbols and narrative technique to engage reader and reviewers. And the challenge or the problem that students get in creative writings process is students may struggle with organizing their ideas within this framework, and then students may have difficulty developing characters with these personalities, motivations, and characters. And for your information, that this creative writing is about the drama script writing. The project is drama script writing. So how the difficulties that students get in writing drama scripts is about the organizing their ideas, and then developing the characters in the drama, and then students may find it challenging to write dialogues that effective convey emotions and then move the plot forward and then reflect the characters' personalities. And then the other challenge is students may struggle to create and sustain dramatic conflict through the script. And then the other problem is students may find it difficult to balance action, dialogue, and character development to keep the audience engaged. And then the next difficulties of the students have found is creating a unique or originality story. And then the solution to help students overcome the students' problem or challenge, lecturer can provide clear guideline and examples of script formatting and structures, and lecturer can encourage brainstorming and characters development exercise. And in addition, lecturers also can encourage creativity and originality while guiding students. And I think in this research, the researchers give the solution about the project-based blended learning model become one of the solutions of these challenges for the students. This model is interrogated by developing students' 21st century skills because of project-based blended learning. So we need electric flip book, e-flip book that will be was used as a guidance for students in writing drama script. And then why is a flip book in project-based blended learning integrated 21st century skills? Because creative writing is a crucial aspect of education as it nurtures students' communication skill, imaginative thinking, and problem-solving abilities. To prepare students for the demands of the 21st centuries, it's essential to equip them, the students, with the skills such as critical thinking, communications, collaboration, and digital literacy. Project-based blended learning, which combine online learning and face-to-face learning, is gained prominence as an effective approach to develop these skills. And in these occasions, maybe the method that in this occasion I will show about the flip book exactly. I will stop share. Let me show the flip book. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Like this. It's kind of flip book that I have given to the students. Is it work or not? Is it move or not? The flip book, Mr. Abizar?
I think no, there's no movement here.
No. Yes, it's kind of the e-flip book that we have used in creative writing drama subject. And then the method that we use in this research is quasi-experimental research by using one group pre-test and post-test. In one group pre-test and post-test design, the dependent variable is measured as one group before pre-test, and after post-test, a treatment is given. After the treatment is given for the group, the values before and after treatment are compared. The population of this research is the 6th semester students of English Education Study Program, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education in Universitas Muhammadiyah Morabungo. And to collect the data, researchers use questionnaire and creative writing. Questionnaire for answer how the practicalities of the flip book, and creative writing test to measures how the improvements of or how the effect of a flip book toward the students' creative writing ability. And then the data analysis in this research is descriptive statistical data analysis. This statistical value does not conclude or predict, but only limited to reporting what was found in various ways. And then the finding based on the pretest, the percentage of pretest achievement is in the pretest. Research found that no one, the students' drama script writing abilities had received a score in good category. Only 4 students and 17% get a score that is categorized as sufficient, and there were 19 students or 83% who received a score in bad category. The assessment is carried out by dividing several aspects, namely aspects suitability of content and storyline, and an aspect of accuracy of dialogue, and an aspect of accuracy of setting descriptions, and an aspect of accuracy of diction and sentences, an aspect of a speaker style. At this stage, the researcher not only observed the students' total achievement as a whole, but also observed the abilities of the aspects assessed in writing drama script. The following is a description in the average achievement score of each aspect of drama script writing. So in the pretest, 80-30% students in a bad category. And then we can see the assessment aspect in the pretest. Based on the pretest, it's found that the aspects of the suitability of content and storyline, an average score of 39.1 was categorized poor. And then for the aspect of dialogue accuracy, the average score was 44.2, which is it's categorized poor. And then for the aspect of accuracy of background depictions, the average score was 5.6. It was categorized as a poor category. And then furthermore, in the aspect accuracy of diction and sentences, the average score was 30.4, which was categorized as poor category. And then the final aspect was speaker style. The average score was 32.1, which was in a poor category. And it can be concluded that each aspect above was categorized as poor. The lowest score is the aspect accuracy in diction and sentences. This indicates the students' ability to choose diction and compose sentences in drama script is not good. And after doing pretest, the researchers doing the treatment about how to implement the flip book, that it will be integrated with the blended learning project-based blended learning model that integrated to 21st century skill. The research tested that flip book, English, creative writing, drama, and theater, project-based blended learning integrated 21st century skills in creative writing, drama, and theater class by applying the project-based blending model. In the implementation to the blended learning model, which is carried out using face-to-face learning and online learning in several phases of project completion. The projects being worked on an English drama script, and the following is the scheme for the implementation stages of project-based blended learning, like this scheme that in the phase 1 start with the essential question, it's implemented by online learning, and then the phase 2 design a plan for the project. It will be the implementation in by using face-to-face learning, and then the phase 3 create the schedules. It's implemented by using face-to-face learning, and then phase 2 monitor the students and the progress of the projects is implemented by using online learning, and phase 3 assess the questions is implemented by using online learning, and phase 6 evaluate the experience is implemented by using online learning is the syntax of the implementations of project-based blended learning that integrated 21st century skills. That is, there is in a flip book in English creative drama and theater class. And then after doing the treatment, the researchers do the post-test. This is the percentage of the post-test achievement. Based on the analysis of the post-test result, the researcher found that 5 students or 22% students that score in a very good category. And in a good category, there were 10 students or 43 students. Then in the sufficient category, there were 8 students or 33 students. Meanwhile, there were no students who received a score and a poor category. In conclusion, the recapitulation post-test scores mean that many students obtain score and a good category in 43 students in good category. For the total population sample is 30 students. And then for the assessment aspect of the post-test, based on the result on the analysis aspect, achieve that it can be seen that the suitable aspect of content and storyline receive the average score 78.2. This value is categorized good. And the aspect dialogue accuracy, the average score was 77.3, which was categorized as good. And then in the aspect of accuracy of background depictions, the average score is 81.7, was obtained, which is categorized good. And then furthermore, in the aspects of accuracy of diction and sentences, and average scores 80.8 was categorized good. The final aspect, namely as the aspect of speaker style, the first score is 77.3, which was categorized as good. So the conclusion is the average score, all the aspect is 79.1. The category is good. So it's the how the effectiveness of the e-flip book that's implemented by project-based blended learning model integrated 21st century skills. And in e-flip book practicality is get from the questionnaires that there are 4 aspects about usable, easy to use, appealing, and cost effective. Based on the results of the analysis of students' response to the practicality to the product is mean that e-flip book, it can be seen that this usability indicators obtain the effort scores 86. It's mean that very good category. On the easy to use indicators, the effort scores is 84. It's mean that it's very good category. And then furthermore, in the appealing indicators obtain that effort scores is very good. And finally, the cost effectiveness indicator is the first score is 87, very good. For the total average scores, all the aspect is 86.2, which means that this e-flip book is very good to and practice for use to creative writing, drama, and theater course in English education department in Universitas Muhammadiyah Marabungo. Okay, thank you, Mr. Abizal. I think that's all for our observations and presentations.
Okay, thank you so much to Ibu Winda for the very interesting research. Okay, we open the question and answer session. Maybe you have questions. Maybe Pak Robi, do you have still have question?
Yeah, sure, Pak Habizar.
Pak Robi.
Allow me to ask question.
Pak Robi, how are you, Pak Robi?
Yes, Pak Robi.
Yeah, although it is not so clear since the noisy situation,
Robbie, I'm
in
so
my
sorry.
place. Yeah. I think that
I cannot hear your voice clearly.
okay.
Robbie?
Can you hear me, Ibu?
Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes not clear.
Okay, can you hear me? Ibu Winda, kedengaran nggak?
I'm so sorry because our connection is not good. I don't know, our connection is not good. Oh, Mr. Robbie Soma connection is not good.
Kedengaran suaraku, Mbak?
I can hear your voice clearly. I cannot hear your voice clearly.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
I'm sorry, Mr. Robbie. I cannot hear your voice.
How about you, Pak Abizar?
Yeah, we can hear your voice clearly. Maybe the signal of Winda this is not good, yeah. But we can hear your voice clearly, Pak Robi.
Yeah, Ibu Winda, I can hear your voice clearly, yeah.
Okay, I can hear. Come on. Okay, Pak Robbie.
Okay. Okay, it seems to me that Flipbook is a product of R&D, ya, Ibu Winda, ya.
Yes, yeah, Mr.
So,
Robbie.
through your article, you are going to try to prove the effectiveness of the product, yeah. Okay, but you use one single group, yeah, for the experiment. Yeah. Is there any information about how many males and female students? Yeah?
Only the males only 5 students.
5 students, eh?
Yeah, the total sample is 23 students.
22 students. Eh?
23.
So all of them are male students. Eh?
Yes, male students only 5.
Why not involve female students? Eh? Since at the beginning of your introduction, you stated that writing is actually not only putting words on paper, but also involve emotion. Eh? I think for female students have good.
What a minute. Maybe, Mr. Rabi, I cannot hear your voice clearly. Maybe Mr. Abizar, can you re-explain again about Mr. Rabi question? I don't know, it's my connections or something wrong.
Yeah, maybe Pak Robi asked about the population or male and female, yeah, in your research, how many male and how many female. Seperti itu ya, Pak, ya?
Okay, 5 students is male and others is female. The total populations, the total samples and population is only 23 because only one class in this university in Prodi English Education Department in the Universitas Muhammadiyah, one class. The totals in the 6 semesters only 23 students. So I take the total sampling all of the students, and the 5 students, the male students only 5 students, Mr. Rabi.
Oh, the male students only 5, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But in your result, you did not separate the category from males and females.
Yeah.
In terms of
we just observe about the assessment aspects of the skill creative writing script in drama, especially just the aspect in writing ability that I have analyzed based on the gender.
Yeah, it seems to me that in your articles, you also stated that the students' writing ability is not really good, though.
Yeah, yes, especially in writing drama script in subject.
SMU students, Mbak?
No, no, no. The sixth semester students in English education department. English education department.
Oh yeah,
Students
oh yeah, yeah.
in higher
As one
higher
student,
education.
what semester?
Yeah, in Universitas. Yeah, next in the sixth semester.
Oh, the sixth semester.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So they have got writing subjects, yeah, before, eh?
Creative writing, drama script
Okay, okay, okay.
in the subject,
Okay.
especially in creative writing.
So how many writing
Drama
courses do you
script.
have in your English education study program? How many writing series, writing courses?
Yeah, creative writing drama subject course.
Okay.
The course is creative writing drama and
Creative
theater.
writing drama. Yeah, it means that they have
Yeah, it's
already
in that
obtained.
how students develop the script of the drama.
Oke, oke. Nah, kalau writingnya, Bu, mereka writing apa aja deh? Mata apa kuliahnya?
Oh, the first paragraph writing, and then essay writing, and then academic writing, and creative writing, especially in drama script, drama and theater.
Also the creative writing drama is the last phase of the writing subject, yeah?
No, creative writing is optional subject. Is that
optional subject, not prerequisite subject,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Ibu Winda.
Thank you, Mr.
Pak Abizar.
Robi.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pak.
Pak
Mr.
Abizar,
Robi.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bu Winda Trisnawati. And finally, I think we reached the end of our parallel session today. Yeah. So, as a moderator, I would like to express my thanks to all of you participant or presenter who have already joined us today and present your presentation. And I also would like to apologize if I have a mistake during this parallel sessions. I think that's all the parallel session today. Thank you so much, and
okay, thank you, Pak.
See you at the next conference. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kayaknya yang lainnya mati kan? Kayaknya sebagaimana jadwal lah kayaknya. 7 menit lagi jam 12.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Pilek, Mbak ya?
Iya, Pak. Lu terus karena kondisi itu.
Mana Mbak nak tahan kaget tuh ngasih UTS berjam-jam? Macam mana Mbak nak tahan ngasih UTS berjam-jam?
Buat aku Pak
Bapak Ibu, we are gonna have the closing ceremony soon after this. Yeah, thank you very much.
speakers, from the very awesome speakers, and then we have followed 2 days parallel session with the discussion about the paper of the all of the presenters. And yep, now we're coming to the last session of the event, and then before we close the agenda, we will invite Ibu Faila Sofat to give the